Audio spike. All right, welcome back to Armory. I am back with David from Frontline Medical Defense, and we kind of wanted to talk some EDC stuff today. So everybody, or if you're watching this video, you should have some kind of med kit, some kind of range kit. A lot of you tactical guys, at least, even if you don't have a med kit, you've got like a battle belt IFAK or like something on your chest rig. But like we talked about in the other video, there's plenty of non-gunfight related scenarios where you need a medical kit.
Non-tactical times
Exactly.
that you need a med kit.
Yeah, but actually, let's go ahead and say most of the time you experience some trauma in your life, unless you've ever been shot or you're in the military or a police officer and you're kicking in doors and doing cool guy stuff, like if you're using your med kit, it's probably on a loved one or some type of accident to yourself.
Right.
You mentioned before some scenarios, plate glass, broke plate glass over. I mean, I've run that call.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
We run those types of calls. So I wanted to kind of go over some EDC stuff and what you kind of carry, and you guys actually have a kit for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we make the Adventure Mini EDC, or the Everyday Carry kit, and I love 511. No endorsement there, but so I wear their pants a lot, and so I designed a kit that goes in their magazine pocket. I'm actually wearing their shorts right now, and so I designed it to go in there, but it's got a tourniquet, it's got gloves, it's got a CPR face shield, it's got a little bit of medicine. Basically, it's like a little first aid kit in your pocket that, if I go camping or hiking, I pull it out of my pocket, I can throw it in my backpack. I go to the playgrounds with my kids, it's always with me.
Yeah.
And it just fits in a pocket, and it's got everything you need in it.
And you've got it, right?
Yep, we got it right here.
Let's check it out.
So this is the Adventure Mini EDC, and this is mine. I've been having in my pocket for a while. It's opened and well worn and well loved. They come vacuum sealed, and so we got first and foremost a tourniquet. So this is the H&H Medical SWAT tourniquet. It stands for stretch, wrap, and tuck. So it's not a TCCC approved tourniquet, but again, it gives you that slim carry that you're able to have a tourniquet with you kind of wherever you are.
It's better than a belt or a shoelace.
Better, absolutely better than a belt or a shoelace by far.
Yep.
So then the thing I use the most out of all of our kits are just normal Band-Aids. So like our kids are at the playground and they fall and get a scrape. We've got Band-Aids in there. We've got gauze. We've got CPR face shield. Because me personally, I'm not going to do mouth-to-mouth on anybody.
Nope.
There's a whole, you can talk forever on hands-only CPR.
Yeah.
But that gives you that option to have a barrier between you and the patient if that's what you want to do. Sting swab, because my kids are afraid of getting stung and whatever. So then we've got a little bit of medicine as well. Something that I thought about when I'm making these kits is, what do we run into on the ambulance as a first responder that the lay person might be able to help or fix quickly, right? Yeah. So, a lot of people out there are allergic to something now. So we throw a Benadryl in there, and then aspirin as well for chest pain or having a heart attack. How many times have you run a call where you get there, you say, hey, have you taken aspirin yet? And they say, no, I don't have aspirin. Yeah. That's like the number one thing you give somebody that's having chest pain, so long as they don't have some sort of allergy to it.
Yeah, which is rare.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I haven't run into many people that have allergies to aspirin.
Yeah, but I've run multiple calls where I don't have aspirin. And so with this, we got aspirin. Wherever you are, if you're at the playground, whatever. A pair of gloves, again, for PPE. We got bigger Band-Aids. More Band-Aids, and then 4x4s and cling. Yeah. So again, it's all in a zip top vacuum sealed container, and then a thermometer. So for me, again, I've got kids. I got two small kids. I've been out at friends' houses multiple times. My daughter's like, I don't feel good now, So it's like, oh, do we go home because now are you sick? You have a fever? A lot of our kids come with a thermometer. I can slap it on their forehead, and hey, man, you don't have a fever.
Yeah, and this just sticks on.
Yep.
I actually never even used one of these.
Yep. So it peels off. You stick it on their forehead, and it'll read their temperature.
That's pretty awesome. So so a lot of this. Oh yeah, I actually see it changing temperature with just my thumb being on it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. A lot of this is you can kind of separate your med kit into comfort versus like actual life-saving stuff. So some of this stuff definitely is going to be great for comfort, like the Band-Aids. Plus, I guess it can keep it clean and keep you free from infection, but unless you have like a severe laceration, you know. But the aspirin, I mean, that can actually make a life-saving difference.
Yeah.
And the Benadryl can too.
Absolutely.
You know, because your throat starts closing up because you got stung by a bee.
And again, for me, it's that everyday carry, or is it I'm camping or whatever.
Yeah.
The first responder might be an hour away from, if you're in the middle of Lake Lanier and you're with somebody that you never met before and they got a peanut allergy, you know, now at least you got Benadryl I can give this patient, which is what we give on the ambulance. 50 milligrams of Benadryl is our adult dose. Again, so we're able to give that now, give it IV versus, you know, swallowing or whatever.
But that's because typically by the time we arrive, the throat could be so closed up they may not be able to swallow Benadryl. But if it happens right, like somebody gets stung by a bee or something and they're like, hey, I'm allergic to bees.
And I forgot my EpiPen back at shore.
Take this Benadryl now before, you know, you start really constricting. And then that's kind of just an us thing, is like, typically when we show up, we're going to give Benadryl via IV because you're not worried about swallowing or the airway really. So that's a really cool ad. And people don't, I don't think, see Benadryl or aspirin as like
life-saving or everyday carry.
But it is.
Yeah.
It definitely is. Everybody's worried about like, well, if I'm at the mall and, you know, there's a sniper.
Yeah.
You know, they're not worried about the guy that you like, you know, brush your peanut crumbs on his leg and he's like,
I can't breathe.
Turns into Balloon Man right in front of you. Like, but that is a way more likely scenario, you know, a way more likely scenario than getting shot. You know?
Absolutely. And then, you know, a lot of these higher ones are, you know, close to $200 kit versus $39.99.
These are $40. $40. Oh yeah, and that's great. And you still have that trauma-saving capabilities just because you've got the gauze, you've got the tourniquet. You can create a pressure dressing if you need to with the gauze and the tourniquet. You could throw a tourniquet on one limb and have your kind of pressure bandage here. I mean,
you got to think of multiple ways to, again, for me, that's the everyday carry thing, right? Is you got my flashlight and a knife and a gun and whatever, but I still want to carry. I don't personally ever carry a cat tourniquet. I just don't do it. But I don't have any problems carrying a SWAT tourniquet all day long.
Yeah.
And then this setup in a pocket. And again, I used Band-Aids multiple times on my kids at the playground. They fall and, you know, you're able to address something. And like you said, it might not be life-saving, but, you know, my daughter is 6 and a scratch to her is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
having that come, hey, here you go, baby, you got a Band-Aid now. You can go back and play, and I can drink my beer at Reformation, and we don't have to go home.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like a comfort thing too, because I know like my kid isn't really old enough to do that stuff, like run around on the playground yet. But like my niece, like she would get not even a scrape, like no blood or anything, but it hurt, and then they go and they're like, oh, put a Band-Aid on it.
Right, and
like,
it's just the psychological thing of, I got a Band-Aid, I'm better.
Yeah.
So,
So the thing I do like about this kit, it definitely doesn't require a lot of training. I would definitely maybe get trained up on tourniquet placement. Yeah. And then maybe think about some creative ways that you can kind of combine these items to do multiple different things.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like, oh, chest pain, aspirin. Yeah. Oh, allergic reaction, Benadryl. Yeah. That stuff anybody can do, anybody that with half a brain. Thermometer, Band-Aids. I mean, this is like you said, an EDC kit, but it's really for anybody. I mean, anybody can. I mean,
and versus the kit you're going to go get at Walmart that's $30 or $40, that you're definitely not going to get a tourniquet.
No, you're not. It's going to be a bunch of Band-Aids and like Neosporin.
Now, that's okay if it's your at-home kit that you got a bottle of Benadryl and you got whatever else there, you know. But again, this is your on-body, everyday carry, wherever you're at. Throw it in your pocket, and you got a little bit of everything there.
Yeah, and this would probably be more This is definitely supplementary. I say probably more. It's definitely supplementary to having an actual full-size.
But like we talked about in another episode there, if you've got one of these and you got your TCCC approved tourniquet and it doesn't work or it breaks or you have multiple massive hemorrhage sites, you got your other tourniquet to be able to try and work on.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely go check out Frontline Medical Defense. You can follow them on all the socials. Yep. You got the TikToks, you got the Facebooks,
Yep. Instagram.
You got the Instagrams?
We got the Twitter too, but I don't,
Twitters.
Yeah, I don't do anything. On
we
there.
don't even have Twitter.
Yeah.
So you're a
It's
step ahead of us.
following that Gary Vee stuff. Hey, get everything.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now you're talking everybody at the studio. Gary Vee is like their idol. But,
yeah, he's some good shit.
Definitely go check them out. Make sure that you grab one of these. They're $39.99.
Yeah, the whole kit is $39.99. The tourniquet alone is like $18, I think.
Yeah. So definitely go grab them. Grab yourself one. Add it to your everyday carry. Throw it in your backpack. If you wear 5'11" pants. No
Yeah, and not that it won't fit in another pocket,
Yeah.
But that's just what I wear a lot of and design it for. So.
That's perfect. So, anyways, we will see you guys next time. Boom, wrap.
Boom.
Do another one?
Yeah.